Hi Klondikers, I hope you will be fine and enjoying the recent update on Thursday and also enjoying my videos or gameplay videos for the recent update. And in this video actually I will try to explain almost everything about trading that I know so far from my experience, because I am playing for about I think more than 2 years, which is not that much because I know some players who are playing I think from 7 years or even more, so my experience is not that much, but I will tell you as much as I know so far. So maybe some players maybe don't have that much experience yet, or maybe they don't know much about the trading, and so they are really confused, because I got some questions from the people that we are really struggling with the trades, that which trades should we put and which amount should we put, so that our trades can go like immediately, or at least once or twice a day. So I thought maybe I should discuss in a separate video, kind of a tips and tricks video, where I can try to explain about the trading, that how I started, and what are the like normal trading things, and what are the normal trading amounts that you should consider while you are going to start trading, or even you have done some trading but you are now trying to do some like higher level trading with Emerald, with these items which are not easy to obtain. So I will start with it. So you can already see that when I started the video, one of my trader has already done some trading. So that's the first thing that you will see when your trade is gone. So initially when I started my trading, this actually dialog box was like really happy thing for me, that oh yeah, someone took my trade. So initially there was a very interesting thing, but now I think I'm really used to this thing, because now my trades are like gone multiple times a day. So I think it's not a big thing for me anymore. Okay, let's start. So first I would like really to say that, because I think that's a kind of a, you can say, discussion that I see this discussion in different groups, and also people ask me questions like, okay, what are the fair trades actually? Like which things should be fair? But what I learned from my experience actually in this game, I think there is no fair trade. It's just a trade, and it will be fair when your neighbors, or neighbors do not have any trade which is cheaper than your trade, and then they will find your trade like very fair or even cheap. But if they have a neighbor which is offering cheaper than your trade, then they will consider your trade as an expensive one. So I think fair is a kind of a relative term in this game. So you cannot say that if your trade is good, or if your trade is best, or if your trade is worse. It entirely depends on your neighbors, what they have in their neighborhood. So that's actually kind of a really tough thing to decide if your trade is a good one or the worst one. But I will tell you some like traditional things which are going on in different lands, like people with what they are setting and which is considered as a normal, and then you can try to be in that range so that your trade will consider as a normal one, at least not a fair or worse, but normal one, which people when see they, okay, this is the normal one. Because now I also visit a lot of traders, and immediately when I saw those trades I can decide, okay, this is the good one, this is the average one, this is the worst one. So I think at some point you can also start to decide, and you can easily see it. So first I will tell you about two things. So if you really want your trades to take away by your neighbors, you have to do first these two things. First one is you need to have as much neighbors as you can. First thing is that you can add neighbors by this in-game request. So you go there, and then you can invite people. You can see your own ID. You can search people here by putting their ID, and then you can add people here in-game. But I think there is a limit of 300 neighbors that you can add through in-game requests. So after 300, it will not be possible to add more. And then what you can do, you can just add friends by normal Facebook requests, and then you can add more people. When you have more friends, it will automatically show on your neighbors. So here you can see that I have almost 3,200 neighbors here, because I have a lot of friends added in this account. So I think technically you can have maximum of 5,300, because 300 is in-game and 5,000 is the maximum limit that you can have in your Facebook account, 5,000 friends. So technically 5,300, but I think you cannot have like 5,300 because some other friends are also there in your account which are not playing Klondike. So let's say 3,000, 4,000. This is the number that you can have, which is actually quite a lot, because then when you have these many neighbors, one benefit is that you are going to get a lot of free gifts which came here. So you can already see I got a lot of gifts, which is like what I put on the wish list, which is raspberry. So I'm getting raspberry as a free gift from these neighbors. So if daily it's 3,200, let's say, so if average, maybe I can say I usually get 2,000 raspberries per day, which is quite a lot. So first thing is that if you have a lot of neighbors, you are going to get a lot of free gifts. This is one benefit. And the other one is that if you have 3,000 or 4,000 neighbors, there are quite a lot chances that your trades will be gone or will be taken, because then there are a lot of neighbors, and then maybe some of those neighbors, their neighbors don't have too many trades. So there are chances that maybe some of your neighbors find your trades a bit reasonable and then they will take it. So you have to work on it. You have to have more neighbors if you want your trades to go or taken away. And second thing, if you really want your trades to be taken away, when you send this free gift, because you can send the free gift, and when you select this any particular free gift, you need to uncheck this option, you need to select this option, and then you can write a message here. But you cannot write a long message. There are certain limitation of characters or words. So what you can write here, you should write the things that you are offering. Let's say if you want to give raspberries or horn sets or clay or stone or whatever you are giving, 1 or 2, 3, 4 items, you can just write here that okay, I'm offering or trades open for clay, horn sets, something like etc. And then you also need to mention your level, because then when people know maybe some kind of your name, and then they have your level, they immediately go from this bar to that particular level, and then they try to find you. So just don't forget, if you are trading, mention them in the message, mention your things you are offering and your level. And then immediately when people see those things in your trade, they will immediately come to your land, and then if they found the trades reasonable, your trades will be gone. So initially you need to do these two things. Now, I think the most important thing about trading is that which things are like in demand. I think this is the most common thing, I think, which whenever you do trading, if you are doing business or trading in the things which are like really in demand, it will be gone like this. So I can tell you some of the things which I really know from my experience, that these things are like super tough to find in this game, and if you are offering those trades, it will be gone right away. So these are the things which if you are offering, this will be great. So one is clay, coal, stone, worms, raspberries, blueberries, horn sets, which means +5 energy, and also of course emerald items. So if you have any of these 2, 3, 4 things in stock, and you have a lot of these stuff, then it means you can put these things in the trader and you can give these things in exchange of anything you want. And these trades will be gone quite fastly if you are putting in a normal range. So I can repeat again: clay, coal, stone, worms, raspberries, blueberries, horn sets, and emerald items like bakery or vegetable complex. So these stuff are like very hot stuff for trading. So if you have any of these, then it means you are in trading or in the business of trading. And there are some, of course, a lot of stuff which are typically used in the game, like bakery items, or even the suitcases, or nails, or stools, or boards, or wires. These are the stuff which actually required by low-level players, or the players which are like building these stuff, like bakeries or factories. When they are in the initial stages, they are building these stuff, then they need these kind of things. So if you put these things in your trader, this will be taken away by the low-level players. But if you are really targeting high-level players, then those players are really interested in the stuff that I mentioned before. So it's up to you which trade you want to offer, because I know some players which are like really trying to help other players by putting this kind of normal usage stuff so that low level players can take, while I know many players who are just putting like raspberries, clay or emerald items, which are usually taken by high level players. So it's up to you. You need to decide which stuff you want to go with. And then another important thing, apart from the things that I mentioned before, is these collection sets. These are really interesting, and these are really important. So first thing that you need to try is don't use these collection sets for your own use. Try to save it as much as you can, because these are very, very important for trading. Because when you will visit a lot of traders, you will find that they are taking these collection sets and then they will give you either raspberries, they will give you emerald items, or they will give you clay, stone. So if you have these sets, I think you can get more or less everything you want. But I think sometimes people also use these collection sets for their own use. But I think the first advice that I got myself from another player when I was starting this game, she told me that, okay, if you are like short of anything, then don't use your collection sets. Keep all the collection sets in reserve, and whenever you need something, just put that thing against those collection sets in the trader and then just try to trade. And actually that works very well. So these collection sets are very important for trading. I can mention some of the important ones like healing sets, which gives you blueberries, and also eagle sets, which gives you, I think, ropes and also fish, I guess, eagle sets. Yes, autumn set is also very important, which gives you milk, and also healing set, horn sets. Of course, this gives you energy lady set, which gives you stool, butterfly set, wind set. So I think eagle set, yes, shaman set. So I think all these sets are like really important, because first you can trade it for anything, and second, if you are really in need of something, because these sets have a lot of variety of sources which when you exchange, you either get stool or wires or ropes or even stools, or I think cages and milk. So there are a lot of sources or resources which you can get by exchanging them. So these sets are out of the world. I really like them, and I have a lot of these sets in reserve. So whenever I visit other traders, I usually trade emerald items by giving these sets. So this is one very important thing. Now I can maybe show you some trades for how you can use these sets. For example, if I show you some of my trades, I am actually taking these sets. So let's say if you have, because this is what I am giving, so I'm giving raspberries and I am taking these sets. So you can really see from these trades that if you have these sets, let's say reptile sets and maybe this light set, so if you have these sets, you can, let's say, visit my land, and then you will give this set and you will get raspberries. So if you're really short of raspberries and you have a lot of reserves of these sets, you can find more or less these trades on other lands as well, maybe with some lower or with cheaper trades, or maybe with expensive trades. It depends. So you can really see that if you have sets, you can really get these raspberries, and you can also get, if you have these sets, I can show you some more trades. So here I want to show you, I think this player puts some trades for bakery by keeping, yeah, you see here. So if you have healing sets, you can actually get this bakery. And even if you have sets, you can also get vegetable complexes. You see here, by giving these sets, actually you can get vegetable complexes. So you already see that these sets are quite interesting. So this is the one that I want to show you. And even if I visit some other lands, I can still show you that these sets are important and you can get complexes. You see here, let's say I'm going to take this one. So I take this one, and here, let's say this one, So if you have these sets, you can exchange and you can get something like this. So you can get a lot of vegetable complexes. So that's nice. Even you see here, if you have sets, you can get a bakery. So these sets are quite interesting, and even I can show you, I think, one last example where you can even get clay, which is quite difficult to get. But if you have these sets, I think here, yeah, you see, if you have these sets, you can get these clay in exchange of sets. So I think these sets gives you more or less a lot of things if you have, or things which are like difficult to get. Okay, now I will try to give you some ranges for some famous trades. For example, I think I can show you first mine. Like, I heard that a lot of people are interested in bakeries. So here you can see in my trade, I am giving 440 horn sets and I am getting a bakery. So if you have horn sets, this is a kind of a very good deal, that if you are offering, if you can offer 440 horn sets, or even 420 or maybe 400, I think this is the range, 400 to 440. So somewhere in between, I think it's very good. And if you offer higher than 440, then it's like super generous. And if you go below 400, then it will be towards more like expensive trade. And that's how you define expensive or cheaper or generous. But if you are in the normal range, I think your trade will be gone. So this is the kind of a normal range for this one. And now if you want to get a bakery, but you have stones in your reserve, then maybe you can give, I think, 40,000 or 45,000 stones, and then you can get a bakery. Or if you have wind, because I saw, I think people are trading wind and giving wind and getting bakery, then what I am giving, I think my trade is already gone for wind otherwise. Okay, this one you see. But now if I have enough, okay, now I will show you what is exactly is the trade which I am offering against the wind. So I take that trade and this one. So I am offering 65,000 wind and I'm getting a bakery which was just gone. So I put it back, but I also saw another land, it was 50,000. So maybe you can say this is the range, 50,000 to 65,000 wind you can offer, and then you will get a bakery. Or if you have clay and you want to give clay and you want to get bakery, then I think you can offer 13,000 clay to 23,000. So if you will give less than 13,000, it will be too maybe expensive, and if you will give more than 23,000, it will be very generous. And similarly for blueberries, if you have blueberries, you can offer for a bakery, I think 1,200 to 1,400 blueberries you need to give, and then you will get a bakery. Then this is the normal range. And for, I think, raspberries, in case of raspberries, I think if you have, let's say, 5,000 to 6,000 raspberries, I think 6,000 to 6,500, I think 6,000 is the maximum one that you can offer, and then you will get a bakery against 5,000 to 6,000 raspberries. And now if instead of bakery you are more interested in vegetable complexes, then you can offer something like this, that what I am offering here. This trade is, I think, because I put this trade, how many times I can show you, this is 1, and this is 2, 3, and this one 4, okay, 4, and this one 5. So I put the same trade 5 times in the trader, and I think it's gone usually 3 to 4 times a day. So I'm getting more or less, I think, 15 to 20 vegetable complexes a day. So this trade is quite famous. So if you want to get vegetable complexes, you can offer something like this, like 110. But I also see some are offering like 100 horn sets. So I'm offering a bit more because I thought, okay, let's go a bit more. So you can offer either 100 or 110. So this is the range for horn sets, and then you will get vegetable complex. And if you want to have vegetable complexes but you want to give away not horn sets but maybe clay, then I saw a trade for 2,000 and even I think maximum 4,000 or 5,000. So this is the range, 2000 to 4000. It depends how much you want to offer, because sometimes even if you are offering a bit expensive trade, a tough one, but people, if they are in need and they didn't find in their neighborhood, they will take your trade. So sometimes tough trades or expensive trades are also gone. So it depends on the need. And if you want to trade vegetable complexes against raspberries, so I think I saw a trade that people are giving 1000 raspberries or 1200 or 1300 raspberries, and they are taking vegetable complex. So you can get vegetable complex by giving 1000 to 1300 raspberries. This is the range. And also blueberries, because I am making, so if you can have a chance to put this lot of this tannery, then you can make a lot of this briefcase. And then actually at scalp, I think this location, I think it was scalp, yes, this one. So here you can make from the suitcases and stools, you can make blueberries. And if you have a lot of suitcases, then you can make a lot of blueberries. So actually I am offering this trade, and I put it 2 times, like 350 blueberries I am giving, and I am getting 1 vegetable complex. And this trade is also very, very famous, because I think last time I think I exchanged thousands of blueberries in scalp, and I think after a few days all blueberries were gone, and all were gone through trading, because I am not using a single blueberry in my bakeries. I'm not making any blueberry pie, so this trade is gone like this. So if you also can make a lot of blueberries, I think you can also put it something like either for vegetable complex, or even you can put it for raspberries or for bakeries. So I think blueberries is a good trade if you have more in your reserves. And then I will try to explain a short story about myself, that how I arrive at this stage when I have a lot of trades. So actually I think my first trade was like really funny, because what I understand, so because I was at the, I think, very initial level, so what I was doing, I think I was visiting like neighbors, and I think there was a kind of an instrument, I think music instrument, banjo or something like that. So if you visit some land and you found that instrument there and you dig it, you actually got these LED lights. I think it was LED light, right? LED light sets. Yes, this one. So actually I was getting these sets from this digging of this banjo, and then what I did, I actually exchanged those for this iron. And I think my first trade was that I think I was giving this iron by exchanging this LED light sets, and I was asking for, I think, horn sets or raspberries. So, and then I realized that actually no one was taking, because iron is not a difficult thing to make or obtain. So that's what you need to understand, that if you are offering a thing which is like super easy to get, no one is going to take your trade. Maybe once or twice, like maybe your friends, but you cannot expect that it will go like too many times a day. No, it's not possible. And then actually I was discussing with another friend. Actually she was an admin of a Facebook group, but now I think she's not playing anymore. And actually she guided me nicely, because she told me that because I was like getting out of stones, clay, worms, these basic stuff, clay, coal, all of these 4 things I was always short of. And then she told me that you need to put trades and then get these stuff against horn sets, because people are usually looking for horn sets because they need energy for doing these temporary lands. So you should offer horn sets and don't use your horn sets for yourself. So then I started saving horn sets, and then I think my first trades were something like which I'm still offering. I think I changed the amount, so this was not the initial amount. It's now, I think it's still a bit more generous than what I was offering at that time. But at that time, actually I started these 4 trades, 3 these ones, and I think the 4th one was this one, worms. So 4 things against horn sets. And actually how I decided the amount, that which amount should I put. So I just went to the land of that same person that was guiding me, and then I just checked her trades. And actually she was also offering the same trades, like for stone, coal, and clay and worms against hornsets. So I did a small trick. I put exactly the same trades but a bit cheaper one, because I knew that she will visit my lands, and when I will offering a cheaper trade, she will take my trades. And actually that happens, because she was a like high level player. She has a lot of friends, she has a lot of neighbors, so her trades were going like a lot of times a day. So what she was doing, she was taking my trades and then she was giving on her land a bit expensive one, but her trades were still gone. So actually she was saving some amount even by trading. But actually it works for me because my trades were also going multiple times a day and I knew that she is taking. But then she also helped me for adding more neighbors. So I started to have more neighbors, and then I think at some point I started visiting all the neighbors, and then I started to prepare a database kind of thing. So I noted down all the trades which everyone was offering. And then I also decided, okay, that these trades are nice, these trades are expensive, this is a kind of a range, and these trades are like very common one, because you can really see that, okay, everyone is offering this trade, which means these trades will be easily gone. That's why they are putting. So then you will also see which trades you should put, because not every trade is gone multiple times. But if someone is putting every trade or some trades on repeat, this means this trade is very famous. And then you can also start with that trade. And then I increased number of trades, amounts, multiple items, and then that's how actually I ended up with something like this, by working around, by doing my maths, by analyzing what others are offering. And then actually now I always try to go with the cheaper side. Like if there is a range, so I would go with the more generous one, because now I have a lot of stuff, so I don't become too much greedy. So I try to give as much as I can in exchange of something that I need, or maybe that I need in future. So that's how now I offer trading, and that's why, because I am giving on the generous side, my trades are like going multiple times. But if you are a beginner level player, or not maybe too much like higher level, maybe you can start with this lower level where you are not offering too much generous things but still in the range, and I think your trades will still be gone. Okay, and then you can also get, that's what I mentioned, that if you should visit high level players and then see what their trades are, what kind of amounts they're putting, because usually high level players put all the trades on repeat and their trades are gone multiple times a day. So if their amounts are like gone multiple times, it means those amounts are like accepted ones or the normal ones. So immediately you will get an idea that, okay, this is kind of a range, or this is a kind of amount which is accepted in this game zone. And then you can start somewhere around it. So that's another trick, that start visiting high level players, see their trades. Then not all of them are like kind of fair, again fair or normal, but some of them are like really expensive, but I am not really sure that their trades are gone multiple times. So, but when you will visit multiple neighbors, you will realize that, okay, one or two are like outliers, while other are more or less in the same range. And then you can also play in this range. And two more, I think, funny tricks, which works for me actually. That's why I want to share. One was, sometimes I realize, not someone told me, but I just realized maybe by my sixth sense, that some of the players are like really spending real money, and actually they are buying these emeralds, and then they use these emeralds to buy bakeries and vegetable complexes. And then what they did, they put those vegetable complexes and bakeries in their trader for some other stuff like raspberries or blueberries or the other stuff they need. And those trades are, what I found, are sometimes quite cheap. Especially I found one person when I was in their initial levels. Actually, I found one person and she was giving like too much cheap trades. And she was always trading with complexes and bakeries. She was giving away these emerald items and she was getting like clay, raspberries on these kind of stuffs. And I think her trades were always very cheap. So if by luck you found something like that in your neighborhood, then I think you can really save a lot of these emerald items in your reserves. So that's how I did it. Maybe I was lucky. And then sometimes I also realized that some people are leaving the game, and they also send a message with free gifts, and they say, okay, we are leaving the game, so we put some trades, so please visit. So don't ignore that. Always try to visit when someone is leaving, because they are leaving. So all the stuff, I think, that are present in their storage is useless for them. So sometimes they put really cheap trades. So actually I found it, I think, many times, these kind of players who were leaving, and then I visited and I found a lot of stuff. Sometimes not the stuff which I needed, but I just took it because it was so cheap, and then later on you can use it. And also one more trick that I just reminded in my mind, that when you are putting the stuff which is like in demand, which I mentioned before, then it is very strong chances that high level players will take it more, because if you are offering in the normal range, even if someone don't need it, they will just take it, because these are high level players. They have huge amount of stuff. They will maybe even keep more stuff in their reserve, so they will take the trades if you are doing great in the normal range. But if you are going like an outlier, like you put a very strange trades, which I usually saw it, like people put it, I think, very, I think, poor trades, so sometimes it will not be gone. Maybe I can try to find a trade in lower level players, and maybe we will see if their trades are nice or what they put. Let's explore together and see what they have. Okay, their trade is gone. Maybe I did not refresh my game, so that's why it is showing the symbol. So sometimes it is showing the symbol, but if you did not refresh your game for a long time, you will not see anything. Okay, this is, you can say, because the amount is very small, so even if you don't need it, you can even exchange it, because it's a low level player, so maybe he or she need it, so I can even exchange. I don't need it, but just for help, because the amount is very small. Okay, let's visit another one and see what he has to offer. Okay, this is also not, because I think he or she tries to, I think, match the amount here, which he did it very accurately, but it doesn't matter sometimes, because if you are offering some stuff against emerald items usually the price is not too much, but it's 25 emeralds, which is too much higher than coins. So sometimes this comparison doesn't make any sense. So don't try to make this comparison every time with your emerald items. Maybe with these kind of stuff, it's good. So even I can take this trade as well. Okay, let's move on. Maybe we will find something interesting or something very bad. Let's see. Okay, I hope you are still enjoying. Okay, maybe this is on the edge, I guess, because there's a bit more water and just one furnace, so you can take it if you need it, but for me it was too much. Okay, maybe this one is even too much. So you can see that blueberries is quite a material which is in demand, but furnace, you need it initially in the game, but after that you don't need it anymore. So while blueberries is, you need it at every stage if you are using in making blueberry pie. So this trade is not very good. I'm not sure that a lot of people are going to take it. So I think this one is quite nice. You see, okay, I think she's offering this emerald item against this one. Okay, this is nice. She's also offering like taking sets and giving these things. Okay, this is also nice, and he's even giving away bakeries for stones. That's nice. Okay, sorry, I think the video is getting longer, so I think this will be the last land. Okay, this is also quite nice, because if you are using fish for your dogs, I think this is quite nice trade. I like it, but I'm not using fish because I have horses, so for me it's maybe not very interesting, but maybe even I can take it because it's kind of in the fair range, so I can take it. So I think this is more or less it. So I think I told you some normal ranges for famous trades, for bakeries and for complexes, and I also showed you my trades, and I also told you some tricks that which trades you should put it, or which are the stuff which is always in demand, and which stuff is like normal one, which usually high level players doesn't bother to take. So maybe low level players will take it, but not every player will take it. And actually this trade is always gone as well. This one, that I am giving raspberries and I am taking horn sets. This trade is also very famous of mine. This one, and I put it here in increased amount, so 5 times more, because at one point I was thinking that this trade is going, the one that I showed you before was going away too much time, so I just put it in increased amount. That you can do as well, that if your trade, or one of your trade is famous, just put it in increased amount. So if someone leave, instead of taking again and again, he or she can take it once. Okay, now I have a lot of things to collect, so I will collect it, and I think I will stop the video here. So if you like it, please share it with your friends. Comment below that if you really want to see more videos on tips and tricks, and maybe you can suggest some more ideas. And also please don't forget to subscribe my channel, and hope to see you in the next video with some other interesting topic and with some more updates in the future. So stay safe, stay healthy, bye bye.